All right, boys and girls, you're going to begin writing a scary story. But before you can do that, you have to go through and plan out your ideas. The first thing you're going to want to do is pick a problem. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 problem slides. You only have to pick one of the problems listed. So preview slides 1, 2, 3, and 4, and pick on the problem that you would like your story to be about. Once you decide which one you're going to be writing, drag and drop it into the box. If you did not use a problem on the other slides, then don't worry about them, just leave them blank. The next thing you'll need to do is to pick your setting. There are 2 different setting slides. Your story should only have one setting, so you're going to want to pick which place you want your setting to be. After you decide which one you're going to do, you should check that your setting goes along with the problem that you picked. You're going to want to drag your setting into the box, and then you'll need to answer some of the questions that are listed. Use your 5 senses to describe your setting. What is it like there? What do you see, hear, smell, and feel? What is the weather like? What season is it? What time of day is it? And what is the mood? After you watch the mood video, you should have a better understanding of what to put into that box. After you've selected your setting, you're going to need to pick your cast of characters. You should only pick 2 or 3 characters because you don't want too many to overwhelm your story. So you're going to look through the 2 different slides, and you'll need to pick 2 or 3 characters. So what you should do is pick your character that you want, and I think we're going to go with the witch. You can stick the witch in this bubble, and then in the bubble underneath, you should come up with some personalities for your characters. If you see my little note on the side, it directs you to slide 19. If you go to slide 19, there's lots of different describing words that can describe your character. Pick one of these if you would like, or come up with one of your own to describe the personality that your character will have. If you pick more characters on this slide, you can just drag and drop them into here. Or if you decide to go with a character from this pile of choices or this pile of choices, just go ahead and make sure you're putting your character in the bubble. The last thing you'll need to pick out are some scary items. On the 2 slides, slide 9 and 10, there are lots of different items to pick from. So keeping in mind your setting, your characters, and where your story is taking place, you want to pick some items that would go along with your story. Once you've picked your items, you can drop them in the bubbles below. You have 2 more missions before you'll be ready to start your draft. Slide 11 is very important because this is your rough draft to kind of scope out your ideas. You're going to want to put all of your ideas from the last slides together. In the problem box, you're going to tell me which problem you picked and how you're going to have your character solve it. In the setting box, you'll describe where your story is taking place. You'll list your characters in this box. And in the items box, you can tell me which items you're going to use and also be thinking about how your characters will use them or how they're going to appear in your story. Once slide 11 is complete, you're ready to start planning out your story. Your story should have a beginning, a middle, and an end. The beginning should be your introduction, and there's some tips over here for you to catch your reader's attention and get your problem introduced. The middle of your story is where your main events will take place, where all the action will be. This is also where you're going to want to use some of those vivid verbs and scary ideas. If you scroll down, there's some vivid verbs that can give you some ideas to use, and also some spooky words that you can scroll through to make your story more scary. Finally, the last thing you'll have to do on this slide is tell me how your story will end. How will your character solve the problem, or how will the story close? The final slide you have to have ready before you can start drafting is slide 13. One thing that makes spooky stories so spooky is that the author will use very descriptive words. You watched a video before you got started, so this will help you also come up with some juicy words for your story. If you go to slide 14, you'll also see some hearing, taste, see, touch, and smell words that might be helpful while writing your story. If you click on the little yellow, you'll be able to highlight some words that you're going to want to use that you can come back to when you start your draft. Once you finish slide 13, this will be where you stop so that I can check in and see that you're ready to begin your draft on the next day.